Hey, this is Kim Reads Urantia. It's great to see you today. So today we're going to read from the Urantia book. First, we're going to read Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey a little bit. Okay. Today's August 7th. This is a Sufi prayer by Andrew Harvey. Okay. My enemies have called me a fool and a liar, as they have slandered better men before me, or women. Lord, help me always find forgiveness in my soul. So whatever my enemies may do, I remain whole. That's poetry. Lord, help me always find forgiveness in my soul. So whatever my enemies may do, I remain whole. That's what forgiveness does. Forgiveness, we got this idea that forgiveness benefits the person. You're doing somebody a favor by forgiving them. And that may or may not benefit them, but it always benefits you. You're doing yourself a favor. You're helping yourself by forgiving whoever it is for thinking you're a fool or a whatever, a liar, whatever. Forgive them. Let them think that. Let them have their little fantasy. Let them be their little grandiose thing. You get to be what you really are. Okay? And you don't have to take part in anybody else's fantasy. The fact that they are having some kind of illusions about you testifies to your own significance. That something about you grabbed that person and made them snap up and pay attention, confounded them, and challenged them on some level to be a better person, or to be different, or to change. So that's actually a compliment. If you look at it twisted in the other way like that, okay, that means that you're not a lapdog. You are a person. You are a real thing, and people are banging their heads against your reality, and they're calling you names because you bring out some part of them that needs to change. So you're being a catalyst for something, and people are rebelling against that. So let them have that. You did your job. That means that you did your job. You did it. You were a catalyst for them. Now they have a choice whether they want to forgive or not, whether they want to change or not. So, and that's them. That's them. You're done. You're done. That means that you're done. They're fighting with themselves. They think they're fighting with you, but they're fighting with themselves, and some illusion, some projection of themselves that they've put on you. Okay? Walk away. All right? All right. Good. So we're on paper 15, section number 1. This paper 15 is the 7 superuniverses, and this is the superuniverse space level, section 1. Okay. Within the limited range of the records, observations, and memories of the generations of 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 of your short years, to all practical intents and purposes, Urantia and the universe to which it belongs are experiencing the adventure of one long and uncharted plunge into new space. But according to the records of Uversa, in accordance with older observations, in harmony with the more extensive experience and calculations of our order, and as a result of conclusions based on these and other findings, we know that the universes are engaged in an orderly, well understood, and perfectly controlled processional, swinging in majestic grandeur around the first great source and center and his residential universe. We have long since discovered that the 7 superuniverses traverse a great ellipse. Now remember, an ellipse has two centers. It's a gigantic and elongated circle. Why the two centers? The one, the light, and the one, the dark. See, somehow that's true. There's the upside of paradise, and then there's the nether, the material side of paradise. Okay? But they're one thing. It's one thing. It's one ellipse. And when I see it this way, it's profoundly beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful, right? Okay, your solar system and other worlds of time are not plunging headlong without chart and compass into unmapped space. The local universe to which your system belongs is pursuing a definite and well understood counterclockwise course around the vast swing that encircles the central universe. Okay, so that's going around counterclockwise. So the super universe is the local universe to which your system belongs, right, is pursuing a definite and counterclockwise, okay, course around the vast swing that encircles central universe. Okay, so the super universes go around counterclockwise. So I know that they'll have one ring that goes counterclockwise and the other one goes clockwise. Counterclockwise, clockwise, like that. So the rings go opposite with each other. That's really interesting pattern. I know our own solar system does not follow that pattern. Right, all of these planets go, I don't know if you call it clockwise, I guess. It's hard to think about clockwise because if you look at it from above, it's clockwise, but if you look at the same thing from beneath, would it still be clockwise? Yeah. No, if you look at it from the other side, right, it's the opposite. Right? But they're always looking at things from the positive end, right? Right. Okay, all right. I'm gonna keep going. It's getting dark. It's gonna storm. It's gonna storm again. Maybe I should turn on the lamp. I don't know. Okay. The cosmic path is well charted and is just as thoroughly known to the superuniverse star observers as the orbits of the planets constituting your solar system are known to Urantia astronomers. Okay, so this is something that's well known. Urantia is situated in a local universe and a superuniverse not fully organized, and your local universe is in immediate proximity to numerous partially completed physical creations. You belong to one of the relatively recent universes. But you are not today plunging on wildly into uncharted space, nor swinging out blindly into unknown regions. You are following the orderly and predetermined path of the superuniverse space level. You are now passing through the very same space that your planetary system or its predecessors traversed ages ago. And someday in the remote future, your system or its successors will again traverse the identical space through which you are now so swiftly plunging. So there's cycles within cycles, ellipses within ellipses, right? Yeah. Okay, you know, I'm gonna turn this on. I'll be right back. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Does that help a little bit? I think so. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so there's yeah, so it's all going around. Nothing is ever fixed. Everything is in, yeah. I was reading yesterday yesterday on what there's 7 from Hermes Trismegistus. There's some 7 universal truths or something, or like absolute things, characterizations of reality or something. And one of them is that everything is always in motion. Everything is always in motion. Everything is always going. Okay. In this age, and as direction is regarded on Urantia, Superuniverse number 1 swings almost due north, approximately opposite in an easterly direction to the paradise residence of the great sources and centers and the central universe of Havona. And it's so weird to think that, how do they have north? Right? And clockwise and counterclockwise, because, that's the middle of everything. But I guess they've delineated something as north. So, but it's got to be something different than it is, because north is just on our planet, and is the most north spot is like the North Pole, right? But I don't think that the standards of north and south conform to what they are in our planet. I think it's something else. But they have something they call north, which is like, it'd be on the clock, it'd be 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is what I'm thinking. Okay. This position with the corresponding one to the west represents the nearest physical approach of the spheres of time to the eternal isle. Okay, so then in the north and the west, remember they swing around in an ellipse. So in the north and the west, they're closest to the eternal isle, to one of those center points. Superuniverse number 2 is in the north, preparing for the westward swing, while number 3 now holds the northernmost segment of the great space path, having already turned into the bend leading to the southerly plunge. Okay, I'm not getting this. Okay, so number 2 is in the north. Number 1 is due north. Number 1 swings almost due north. Number 2 is in the north, preparing for the westward swing, while number 3 now holds the northernmost segment of the great space path. Having already turned into the bend leading to the southerly plunge. Wouldn't it have to be west before it goes north? I totally don't get it. Because, okay. Well, these are supposed to go around in like a disc. Or maybe they don't. Maybe it is 3-dimensional. Okay, let's try to think of it in 3D a minute. Okay, so and then that here, so that's almost going north. Holds the northernmost segment of the great space path, having already turned into the bend leading to the southerly plunge. I don't know. Number 4 is on the comparatively straight away southerly flight, the advanced regions now approaching opposition to the great centers. What are the great centers? Okay. The two centers of the ellipse. The advanced regions now approaching opposition to the great centers. Number 5 has about left its position opposite the center of centers, while continuing on the direct southerly course, just preceding the eastward swing. Okay, no, I can't think in 3D. No, it's not 3D because it would have to have 6 directions then. So there's only 4 directions. So how can you hold the mysterious statement here is now number 3 now holds the northernmost segment of the great space path. The northernmost segment having already turned into the bend leading to the southerly plunge. Okay, so that just means that it's north, but here, maybe it's like they're not like totally in a line. Maybe both number 1 and number 3 are in the north. Hi, how you doing? Hey, do you want to? I'm on my podcast. Do you want to come here? Say hi. Say hi to the people on the podcast. I'm reading my Urantia book online. This is Clay. This is my adopted son, Clay. How you doing, folks? Yeah, just say hi. Go see the Lincoln and his girlfriend are back there. So go say hi. Yeah. Did you met Stephanie? No. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Good to see ya. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm just going to move on with this. I don't really get it. I ain't going to pretend like I get it. I'm trying to get a picture of where these things are. They're saying, okay. Okay. So the only thing I can think of is that number 1 and number 3 are kind of like number 3 is further out than number 1. And then number 2 is kind of like around in there too, coming on toward the west, moving toward the west, preparing for the westward swing. Well, number 3 now holds the northernmost segment of the great space path, having already turned into the bend leading to the southerly plunge. Number 4 is on the comparatively straightaway southerly flight. Okay. The advanced regions now approaching opposition to the great centers. Okay. So that would be south. Number 5 has about left the position opposite the great center, opposite the center of centers, while continuing on the direct southerly course just preceding the eastward swing. Okay, so number 5 is pretty close to due south is what I'm getting here. Number 6 occupies most of the southern curve. The segment from which your universe has nearly passed. So we're heading toward the east. Whatever they define as east as. Your local universe of Nebadon belongs to Orvanton, the 7th superuniverse, which swings on between universes 1 and 6. Having not long since, as we reckon time, turned the southeastern bend of the superuniverse base level. Today, the solar system to which Urantia belongs is a few billion years past the swing around the southern curvature, so that you are just now advancing beyond the southeastern bend and are moving swiftly through the long and comparatively straightaway northern path. For untold ages, Orvanton will pursue this almost direct northerly course. Okay, so I'm getting the alignment of those dual centers have to be like, it's got to be like north-south. Right, so that's what I see. So when it's that opposition to the centers, that would be the east-west. Right, so I'm thinking Paradise or Havona is in the north end and the west, something like that. Because it goes north here. It must be a longer circle. It must be a long circle like this, right? With the north-south, the elongated end is north-south. So for billions of years, we're going to be going up north. And then we tip here, the northernmost part here, and then we're tipping here, and then they go south, and then the south bend here. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. That makes sense. For untold ages, Orvanton will pursue this almost direct northerly course. Urantia belongs to a system which is well out towards the borderland of your local universe, and your local universe is at present traversing the periphery of Orvanton. Right, so our universe is kind of on the edge of the super universe, so it's on the edge. Right, beyond you there are still others, but you are far removed in space from those physical systems which swing around the great circle in comparative proximity to the great source and center. So we're kind of far removed from the outside. We're even on the outside of Orvanton. Okay, and then I think Urantia itself is on the outside of Nebadon, because it says that we can see into the outer master space levels from here, because it's kind of on the edge. See? Living on the edge. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a really good one. Tomorrow we'll have Andy with us. That'll be great. Okay. All right. I'll see you. Have a good day. Bye.